94.9 Bermuda. Hour 95.
And it's now time for a motion to adjourn with MP Chris Famous and Dwayne Robinson. And good afternoon, MP Chris Famous. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon, Brother Dorn, and good afternoon to the people of Bermuda. How you doing, brother?
All is well, all is well. Here for the show once again, each and every Thursday, just after the 5 o'clock news. And, yeah, we're here. We're cool.
Yeah, today we have a very, very special show, Brother Dorn. As you know, I don't know why anyone has to say it, but next week is the week that Cup comes in.
Yeah. Yes, I got my fingers and my toes crossed.
Say again?
I got my fingers and toes crossed.
Oh, fingers and toes crossed.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, Cup's coming in, but more importantly, as it said in the newscast, is that our celebration next week is about our emancipation. Not solely about a cricket game. The cricket game grew out of our emancipation. Emancipation and grew out of our cricket game. And as the mandate of this show is to inform the people of Bermuda. And today we have a very special show because we have not one, but two Cup match legends who will be joining us on air to speak about their time playing Cup match, what Cup match means to them, the most memorable game, so on and so forth. So, because, there's people up the West, they like to say that, I may be a bit biased, right? So we made sure that we had one legend from each side today. And I'm sure both will give a very good account of themselves and their Cup match history today. Yeah, sorry about that.
I'm just waiting for them to call in. All
right, so from up that side that we don't support too much, we have gentleman, I think they call him Speaker Randy Horton. I don't know. And then from the side that we support, we have our legend, Captain Barmy Simon, who's going to be calling in. And they will both be giving a history of Cup.
Go ahead, Chris. I have Barmy Simons on the line.
Oh, well, go ahead and fresh. Oh, good evening, folks. My captain. Good evening, Captain Barmy Simons. How you doing?
Good evening, Chris. I hope I can be some good to you today.
Oh, yeah, you're going to be perfect. See, look at St. George's is at the wicket, fresh.
Yes.
Has something shared up to the wicket yet, Brother Dorn?
Not yet.
Oh, how you doing, Captain?
I'm doing good.
You're doing real good. All right. Well, we are waiting for the other person from Somerset, but Somerset people like to take their own time and
yes,
make grand entrances and
right
these sorts of things. So, but I want to thank you once again because last year you graced us with your presence and giving us a bit of Cup match history as well.
Right.
So this year we want to make sure to balance it out because last year what happened is Somerset folks got a little upset that, how come you didn't have nobody from Somerset calling in? That's not fair.
Yeah, then this time of year, y'all can always have people complain about certain things. So let it go through one and come out the next.
Yeah. So Captain, tell me what was your not necessarily your first time playing, but your first memory of attending Cup match?
What?
Of attending. You attending, that's going there to watch Cup match.
Last time I watched Cup match.
No, not the last time. Your first time as a young child going to watch Cup match. What was your memory of that?
I can remember going to my father taking me to the Somerset at the Warren Simmons Field. That's where the cup match was played. And I saw Alma Champagne make 104.
104.
I was about 11 years old.
Oh, what did that do for you as a young? What did you do for watching that? What did that do for you?
It inspired me because I was into cricket since I was about 5 years old. Because I had two brothers that used to take me to the sports arena. You know where Bermuda Electric Company cut that plant?
Yeah, I knew very well where that is.
Yeah, I used to go there. He used to take me down, come home from work. And he passed when I was 6 years old.
Okay.
And my other brother, Cleveland, he was playing with Western Stars. And Norman, that's the oldest boy, he was playing for Young Man Social Club. And after Cleveland passed, I lost those two before I was 10 years old.
All right. And well, I have been reliably informed that Somerset is on the field now.
It's on the field.
Speaker Horton, are you on the field?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Brother Finn.
Yes.
How you doing today? And hello to my good friend, my mentor, Elvin Bommy-san.
Horton speaking.
Yeah, man. How you doing?
Hi.
The speaker, are you on a Bluetooth or speakerphone or something?
I'm on.
Who, me?
I'm on my handheld phone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because sometimes if it's the Bluetooth, you can't hear it. So
okay,
what I was asking is, what is your first memory? To you, Speaker Horton, what was your first memory of attending cup match?
Oh man, I remember attending cup match. I was a little boy, probably 7, 6, 7, or 8 years old. I mean, cup match was really instilled in me from a young boy. I come from a cricketing family. I mean, when cup match came around, everything was red and blue in my house. And when I look at it, my connections, my family connections, my grandfather, Warren Simmons, was the longest serving captain in cup match. He was captain for 13 years for Somerset. Took 94 wickets. And then also was president of the club. And then, of course, my uncle Lloyd Wilson Simmons also became a captain of the Somerset team. He scored a century in cup matches, in cup matches, 146, I think it was, and took 76 wickets. And then my father, Ray Horton, they tell me he was one of the best wicket keepers that I didn't have the pleasure of seeing him play, but he was a wicket keeper and played, I think, 6 or 7 years, and he had a top score of 60 in cup match. And then I had Uncle David Horton, who had the honor of make the only player in cup match history to make 3 ducks.
All right, say that again. I couldn't hear that.
I said he was the only player in cup match history to make 3 ducks.
3 ducks.
He made 3 ducks, yeah, and he made them like that because in the first St. George, I don't know who won the game, but anyway, the game was over early, and in his first 2 innings, he scored a duck. And then they played a 3rd innings for the governor, and he made a 3rd duck.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so you see, so cup match, was in my blood, and from a little, from my Uncle Lloyd, my grandfather, and my daddy, sitting around, talking to them about cricket. I mean, that was, certainly something that always excited me.
All right, so I'm going to go back to Captain Bommy. What was it like? What did you have to go through to get selected for St. George's back then?
Well, what happened? My first choice, I want to play with Summerson.
Oh, no.
Because
yeah, his
you got to
dad's
listen,
right.
Chris. My father comes from Summerson. All my family is up there. My father had a brother, two brothers, John and Charles, one sister, Aunt Rosie. And during that time, between 11 to 14, I was working. I was playing with a boys' team, boys in a cricket club, on the Watchful Eye, or a nice gentleman, George Butterfield. And he was a community man, try to keep the boys in the community active during the summer. But he migrated to the United States and left us up in our hand. So I played with them until I was 16. It's a team called the Sponges. I was the youngest player there. And then I joined the Western Stars Sports Club.
Key West.
Yeah, Key West.
Huh.
Yeah, Western Stars Sports Club. That was the only cricket team in that area, Permian West area. So we had many friends. There, George Dyer, Alfonso Deal, Peter Riston. Peter was originally from St. David's. Great player he was. And Bussy Butterfield, Leslie Butterfield, Neville Boston, my uncle Glevin De Silva, Kit Simmons, Kitchener. We had a nice team. One match I can remember, we went to Summerson against Summerson sometime in June 1948. And I just turned 16 that year. And we had Summerson on the run. And time ran out on us. We was on. Summerson got 212 all us. And we made 191 for 3. George Dyer and I was at the wicket. Georgie had 67. I had 65, not us. And that time, Lloyd Simmons and Woodgate Simmons knew my people was from Summerson. They wanted me to join the club, but something went wrong. And I ran back 1949, see if I can get there. But 1949, I saw Cal Wade play with St. George's. And he didn't coach me to come St. George's. I went to St. George's the following year, 1950, and I was 18 then. My first year was not as good as my other years because I was burning to Bunker's bean, and he hit this ball straight back to me. I split my hand. I couldn't bat in the second. But that's the same year my great friend Timmy Edwards made 170. Kenny Mabry made 94. Timmy and Kenny Mabry put on a 200-run first-second partnership. And that was great betting. But the game ended in a draw. And since then, all the people that I played with was marvelous. Exciting players, my first captain in St. George's was Clarence Jigger Smith. Then came Tubby Ritson. Then Carlton Welch. And Clarence Simmons. Clarence Simmons retired at 1960 Cup match, which we won up in Somerset. We lost at 59 in St. George's. We ran back to Somerset in 1960 to play, but we won the match by 10 wickets. Jackie Dunn and Kenny Paul in the first inning, we made like 230 for 6. And we had a rain, it was raining and stop and play. So, in the first day, we tried to get Somerset in, came an hour's betting. Rain came down, and my skipper, Clarence, pulled a back muscle, and he couldn't play the rest of the game. So next day, bright sunshine came out, and we had to win. We had to bowl Somerset twice in one day.
Sorry, say that again, Captain?
If we had to win the cup, we had to bowl Somerset in one day.
Oh, okay.
Okay, our innings was finished, so they was coming to batten down. Never got started in the last hour of play. Was time. Those days, we started the game at 10, first day, finished 6, second day, 10 to 6:30. But not like today. They had plenty of time to make runs and do things. But Kenny Paul and Jackie, I opened up and I took the team over from Clarence and had a reserve to come on field for him. And we opened up with Jackie Dunn and Kenny Paul. Jackie Dunn got 7 wickets. Kenny Paul got 3. They bowled right through the inning. And they was out before lunch, 40 minutes before lunch. They made 96. So I sent them back in. And before lunch, we grabbed 2 wickets. But they saved the innings, the 130 deficit. And they made 180 something. We had to make 51 runs. Jackie Dunn and Dennis Wainwright knocked those runs off, and we won it by 10 wickets. And 61, I became fully leader of the team. And that changed the team around. I always tried to win games. A draw is just like a loss to me. I don't like draws. But out of my 60s, all through the 60s, we had 8 wins and 1 draw. I was retired at 69. Said I had enough. I missed 2 years because I was in England on a professional football contract. But my football days over in England weren't so good because I got injured, a knee injury. And
All right. Skipper, we're gonna go to a break right now for 2 minutes.
Yes.
Just hang on the line, and then when we come back in, we're gonna give Speaker Horton an opportunity to tell his version.
Yes.
Missing airplanes, empty vessels, and sailors never to be seen again. The mystery of the Bermuda Triangle has fascinated the world. The city of Hamilton officially marked Orbois Point as the northern tip of the Bermuda Triangle, creating an iconic tourist attraction where visitors can quite literally stand at the top of the infamous Bermuda Triangle. The city also installed a QR code at this location. Parkgoers can now scan their phones over the code to watch an informative video about the origins of the Bermuda Triangle and learn about some of the possible explanations for the seemingly unaccountable disappearances which have happened within its waters. Even the newly renovated park design pays homage to the Bermuda Triangle, with its walkway forming a distinct triangular shape. Come down to Orbois Point and check it out for yourself.
Hamilton, Bermuda at its best.
You're locked to Power 95, Bermuda's big station, at 94.9 FM, a Bermuda Broadcasting Company station.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Gray Miners with Bermuda Broadcasting News with your top stories to the hour, brought to you by Butterfield.
Take control of your Butterfield credit card by downloading the Butterfield Card Alerts app. Monitor your spending activity with real-time transaction alerts sent directly to your mobile device. And if your card is lost or stolen, use the app to turn the card off, preventing any further transactions from being processed. Download the app from the Apple Store or Google Play Store today. Customized credit card controls. This is banking by Butterfield. The Bank of N.T. Butterfield & Son Limited is licensed to conduct banking business by the Bermuda Monetary Authority.
The Bermuda Police Service confirming the death of 40-year-old Jamel Blakeney, Bermuda's 7th road fatality this year. The fatal collision involved a taxi and two motorcyclists, one of whom was Mr. Blakeney, and occurred shortly after 11 p.m. last night at the junction of Middle Road and Lyons Estate Road, Devonshire. Despite receiving treatment from EMTs at the scene and being rushed to the hospital via ambulance, Mr. Blakeney later succumbed to the serious injuries he sustained. The second motorcyclist, understood to be a 27-year-old Pembroke man, apparently sustained a non-life-threatening arm injury. At last check, he was receiving hospital treatment. The taxi driver involved, said to be a 75-year-old Devonshire man, was not hurt. He was transporting a visiting American couple at the time. The visiting American woman apparently received a cut to her arm, while the visiting American man was apparently unhurt. Any witnesses that have not already come forward or members of the public with information regarding the whereabouts of Mr. Blakeney in the hours prior to his death are encouraged to call 247-1788 or 211 as soon as possible.
Now back to Motion to Adjourn with MP Chris Famous and Dwayne Robinson.
And we're back. Speaker Horton, how are you doing?
Yes, I'm good, man. Just nice listening to Captain Bummy Simons there.
Okay. You heard all that? You had built out songs twice in one day?
Well, I heard that in 1960 or something like that.
Okay. So, Speaker Horton, out of fairness, I'm going to pose the same question to you.
Yeah.
What did you have to do to make it into your family's team? Let me put it be as gently as possible.
Well, yeah, let me say this. First of all, let me say that I always wanted to play cup match, and up until I played, I used to spend so much time at the club watching watching the players, people like Bunkers Bean and Buck Hugh Swan, Cheesy Hughes, and Charles Dolphin, and all these guys. John Stubble playing, Sheridan Rayner, watching them practice all the time, and it was somewhere I always wanted to be. And soon after I graduated from Berkeley, even before I went away to school, I got selected for the team in 1963. I was 18 years old. I was just so excited, I could tell you, unbelievably excited. And in that game, a very interesting game, in that game, when I went to bed, I got one ball, Christopher, and the ball, Kenny Poole was bowling for St. George's, and when I came out to bat and I took my guard, man, I tell you the truth, I saw nothing. I was so nervous, it was just one blur. And when I took my guard, and Dennis White was behind the wicket, saying all kinds of stuff to me, making me more nervous. Anyway, Kenny Poole came into bowl. I looked up, and the next thing I knew, my stumps were down. Out one ball.
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. I couldn't quite hear you, Mr. Speaker. Can you repeat that?
I said I saw nothing. I saw Kenny Poole, and he came into bowl. It was just one big blur to me. The only thing I remember, next thing I knew, my stumps were down, and I was out for nothing. But I recouped myself in the game because thanks to John Stubble. John Stubble was the captain, at the time. And when St. George's were in, I managed to get my first wicket. I bowled Eldon Rayner, team bowled Eldon Rayner. And then, while I was fielding, I was in the slips, and I had the privilege. It was unbelievable because I caught Bummy out in slips off the bowling of Charles Dolphin. So that was, that was very, very exciting to me. And so that was my first cup match in '63, which was a draw, which was the only draw that Bummy had when he was the captain. He won 8 games and drew 1, and that one in '63 was the one I played as a coach. And after that, I went off to England to college for 3 years and came back. And as soon as I came back, I was selected in the team again in 1967. In '67, I played. And then in '68, I became the captain. In '68, I was captain from '68 to '70. And that were 3, really good years. Champ Hunt was the coach of the team, and I learned a heck of a lot from Champ Hunt. And also, I got to say that I learned a lot from Bummy Simons when I was the captain, because in my first year of captaincy in 1968, I remember the day after cup match, St. George's beat us, whooped us in 1968, and they beat us pretty badly. I'm trying to think how much they beat us. They beat us by over 100 runs. I think they beat us by 121 runs. But after cup match, I spent Saturday on the beach with Bummy up at it was called Bermudiana Beach Club, I think it was called. And we sat, and he told me about some of the things that I could do to make myself a better captain, which I really very much appreciated. Bummy's always been very supportive of me, even though he was captain of St. George's against me during my first few years. And so he was there again in '69. They beat us again. Then in '70, we drew the game. Bummy had retired, and we drew. In fact, it was a game that I think we should have won. I had a good game in '70. I took 6 wickets in the St. George's first inning, but that was the time that in the second inning, St. George's had a big stand by Parfit and Rupert Scotland. They put on 100 runs for the last wicket, which kind of saved the match for St. George's. And then after that, I went to where I spent 5 years actually, playing in the North American Soccer League for the New York Cosmos. And then I came back and played again in cup match from '77 until '80. And I became captain again in 1978. And then, of course, we had our great victory in 1979 when we won for the first time in 20 years.
Say that again. I want to make sure the audience heard that clearly.
And we had an absolutely amazing victory in Somerset that year, 1979.
All right. Thank you for that, Mr. Speaker. Captain,
Yes,
there. Tell us, what were the standards back then? Not just for cup match, but for cricketing on a whole.
Cricket then, what really put us on to a level we had visiting teams coming into Bermuda because if we play each other, we're not going to get any better. For us to be stronger playing opposition, because it started out in 1951. An English test team stopped over in Bermuda in December. Around Christmas time, and we had to. They needed a couple of matches. Mr. Hunt was president of the Cricket Board of Control then, and we arranged some matches. But the first match, it was two youngsters, myself and Eugene Wood, Buck Wood. He had a span in England, and he was back home. Nigel Chopper Hales was in Scotland. He was the captain of the team. I think the team was like this. Timmy Evans and Wilford Wilson, Brewer they call him, was the opening bats. Nigel Hazel was number 3. Buster Smith was number 4. Mackie Simmons was number 5. I was number 6. Dan was Cheesy. Buck Woods and Clarence Simmons made up the 11. And we done very well in that match. We bowled the test team was for 149. They was none for 90 with Hutton and Dennis Compton at the wicket, and Bernie Woodgate was the wicketkeeper. I forgot to mention his name. He was so furious with Chopper, told Chopper to get off the ball and bring Buck Woods back. In his second spell, he uprooted Compton's stump. He got 5 wickets for 49, and I got 4 for 29, and Cheesy got the other one. All that for 149. And we made 122. I think Mackey was the top scorer in 30-something. Buster Smith had 20 odd. I had 16 out of, because I was not too happy where my position was at number 6. In those days, I can bet. Not too much of a bowler, but I developed to be an all-rounder. And that's how, and the game, rain came, and the game ended in a draw. That's the only one. And the second game was against a mixed team. This Manhattan was our first ball. So a guy called Pete Muller, he was playing for BAA. First ball, got a nick to him, and Vicky caught him. And they won that match very easy. But the other match, playing against a strong Bermuda 11, they was 130 for 1. And the rain kept coming. Washed them out, washed them out. That was on Christmas. And you imagine that coolness. It's just like a summer day in the summer. It was in the high 60s, 69, 70. It was nice weather.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Captain. Mr. Speaker,
Yeah.
what was the standards like? What was the expectation, not just of cup match players, but of cricket players back in those years?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very, very high standard, and you know, as I said, when I came along, I had the examples that we had were people like Bummy Simons, people like Woodgate Simmons, people like Sheridan Rayner, people like Charles Dolphin, like Rupert Scotland, you know, Dennis Wainwright. I mean, these guys were absolutely outstanding cricketers. They didn't only just play cup matches, but they also prepared themselves. You know, these guys were not only physically fit, but they spent a lot of time in preparation to make sure that when they went out on the field, that they would perform at the highest level. I can't say, you know, too much about the approach of the cricketers, you know, whether it be St. George's or Somerset during the time that I played. I mean, you know, people, they took the game very seriously. They wanted to perform at a high level, and I always said that, you know, when you go out on that field, when people come and people pay to come to watch you play, they deserve to see the highest level of performance, and that's where I always aimed. And all the teams that I played with was similar. When I became captain, we worked hard to make sure that we performed at the highest possible level.
All right, I have a what? Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah.
I have a question that came in, if I may ask.
Sure.
The question said, something about a bird cutting ceremony.
Oh, yeah. I had, in fact, after we won the cup in 19, remember, Somerset had not won since 1959. You know, the last time we won 59, and then all those years, in fact, when Bummy was the captain from I think Bummy took over the captaincy in 1961. But St. George's also won in 1960. They won 60 all the way through to 1969, except for 1963, and that was the first year that I played as a coach under John Stowe, who's also another great mentor for me. So then we went on, we were losing. So I said, once I became the captain, it was in 1979, I said that once we win, or when I came back, when I started to be captain in 1970, I was captain 78, 79, and 80. And so in 78, when I took over the captaincy, at the time I was wearing a beard, and I said that if we win cup match, I'm going to shave my beard. When we win cup match, I'm going to shave my beard. So in 79 we won, and then I had my beard shaved out on the field. I think the beard was shaved the same day we marched the cup around. I rode the horse around Somerset. We had hundreds and hundreds of spectators, supporters who were following us on the horse. It was a great evening, and I shaved my beard.
So what they were singing, Hosanna, Hosanna?
It was an amazing night, I'm telling you, Chris, because I was up on this horse, and when I look back, we also had those torches, you know, those torches that have fire at the top of them, and the torches, people had torches up right behind
kerosene, mark candles.
That's correct, yes.
I know a little something.
You could see down the street, like, hey, I'm talking about 200, 300 yards of people in the street going around Somerset that night. It was amazing.
All right. Well, Captain, are you there?
I'm there.
Tell us about. I got 5 minutes before our next break, but tell us about your greatest. What would you say was your most memorable cup match?
Oh man, I guess the most memorable of my cup match was 61 my first year as captain. And I changed the batting order around. And I asked Lloyd James to come to be number 3. Lloyd James came in as a bowler. I didn't want him to bowl because we had specialist bowlers in that day. With my experience playing overseas, looking at test matches, you had four places to go. Lloyd made 157. He got a play it on to his wicket. And we went on to make 340 something. I forget how many did we give them 2-1? Yeah, they got 2-1.
Sorry for that.
What are you laughing at, Joseph?
I think so. Yeah, and that spring of 60s, and they had 4 2-1s, 10 wicket victory, 121, had 8 victories and 1 draw.
Right.
But getting back to my team, St. George's, this year they have to buck up. They have to win the cup. They got to bowl some twice, and they must have bowlers to do that. As last year, looking at them, it was pathetic. It was very pathetic performance. They was going all right, 100 for 2, and the captain was batting good. Last over in lunch, he tried to hit the ball outside, got caught up. So the lunch period, after lunch period, everything folded, all up for 151 or 153. That feeling and bowling must brush up. What I don't see today, when bowlers bowling to the getting run to bowl, Fieldsmen don't move. Why don't they walk, train, or walk in when the bowler is bowling? You can get a run out or somebody get caught out. They drop so many catches. Besides, I always had my side lose the catches, they lose the game. You got to hold your catches. But I wish them well this year. I don't know what type of team they're going to select. My theory, I'm going to let it out now. I select 4 batsmen, specialist bet. 5, 6, 7, and 8 is my all-round. That can bat, bowl, and field. 9, 10, and 11 is my specialist bowler. But my bowlers must be learn how to bat to make 5 or 10 runs. So if you do that, they do that. They extra 30 runs at the end. And captains, I saw my young Bob Bascom fielding on the outfield. He should be infield by his bowler, talking to him how to take a wicket, get a wicket. And these things don't happen today. We got to brush up on our feeling. And bowling. Bowlers are ready. Down the leg side, outside the off stick. You got to make the batsman play right on the off stick. You got to train for it. Otherwise, than that, if they don't come up with, I think they can come up with a solid team this year. I'll wish them well.
All right. Thank you for that. We're going to go to our last break. We just hold on the line. It's going to be all of less than a minute.
Okay.
And then when we come back, we're going to start wrapping up.
It's the first flush of summer, and now that we have at last returned to our customary outdoor lifestyle, we're featuring the Organic Revolution solution to skin protection from high UV levels. Alba Botanica, leader in the field of alternative skincare, who reject the use of chemicals whose names are tongue twisters, and harness the power of tried and tested traditional herbs to afford a high SPF. Try Alba Botanica 95% Aloe After Sun Gel and Lotion, SPF 70 Maximum Sunscreen Spray, and Sunless Tanning Lotion. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
Summer is here at the Hamilton Princess and Beach Club, where we have hot new offerings for July. Dine under swaying palms as we bring back Zool's Beach Barbecue every Saturday at the Princess Beach Club, and celebrate Portuguese heritage with Chef Anthony's traditional cuisines at Crown and Anchor every Tuesday. Backed by popular demand, we are continuing guest favorite offerings including Sip and Paint, Marina Nights, Margarita Mondays, and Après-Ski at 1609. For reservations, call 298-2028 and be sure to visit thehamiltonprincess.com to find out more.
Now back to Motion to Adjourn with MP Chris Famous and Dwayne Robinson.
And we're back. We're on the last innings. Gentlemen, I want to thank you on behalf of not only myself, Dwayne, Father Dawn. I just want to thank you on behalf of my entire generation for all that you've done, not just for cricket, but for inspiring young men in Bermuda.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Irrespective of whatever colors we may wear around this time of the year, the fact of the matter is that, especially for young black men, we've had you all to look up to as standard bearers of not just sports, but how men should carry themselves in this country. So I just want to thank you on behalf of my generation.
Much appreciated.
We have like 4 minutes left, so Speaker Horton, any words you want to give out to the people of Bermuda in regards to cup match and the true meaning of cup match?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that certainly I think that it's important as we go into this cup match weekend. It's important to recognize the importance of the game and how the fact that it is deeply rooted in the emancipation of slavery. And so as we go into the weekend, we want to be thinking of people who paved the people who came before us, who paved the way to moving us from slavery to freedom. And the players, hopefully the players as they play will be reminded of that, in addition to making sure that they perform at the highest level for people. I think the connection that Cup Match has with the friendly societies, and the fact that people got together first, Christopher, to have picnics, and then it was a result of one of those picnics, a cricket game at one of those picnics, that it was decided that there should be an annual event, which moved on to become the annual cup match that we see today. So deeply rooted is cup match in the emancipation of slavery.
Yeah, I didn't get to come up there because my country pass has been revoked. But I heard you all had a very historic tour last week up there.
Absolutely, it was great.
Yourself and a few other notables.
Yes, that's right. It was fantastic. The Speaker of the House, Dennis Lister, was involved. My sister, Dr. Chapman from the Cultural Affairs. My sister was Alan Kate Horton. Dr. from Cultural Affairs, Chapman, Dr. Chapman, and several others who gave a history of not only the cup match itself, but also the connection between It was Somerset, the Royal Naval Field, where cup match was played first. It's now named Warren Simmons Field, in fact, after my grandfather. Then they went up to the Lodge, which was one of the lodges that played cricket, and that led to cup match, and then by West End School, and then to the great Somerset Cricket Club field. It was a very, very informative. I was happy I went. It was really, really, really good, and I hope they'll do it again. Certainly next year, if not before.
All right. And Captain, are you there?
I'm there.
You're still at the wicket?
Yeah, I'm still at the wicket.
So, out of respect, I will let you have the closing remarks for the show and anything you want to tell the people of Bermuda.
Well, I'm concerned about the players.
Mm-hmm.
Bad behavior. I don't want to see nothing, no more like I saw last year. We don't have the technology in cup match like you see in Test cricket. If the umpire gives you a walk, don't be sending to the wicket and arguing with an umpire. It's bad behavior. And I'm seeing too much of this. It's no good for the game. That's all I got to say, Mr. Chris.
All right.
All right,
well,
take care, Brother Simons.
Okay, Randy.
Good to hear you, man.
Good.
Oh, it's good to hear you.
I'd like to ask one little favor.
Yeah.
Just one favor.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm booking both of you early for next year's show.
I'll definitely be there, for sure. If Bummer's coming, I'm coming.
Yes.
All right. Well, as Speaker Horton said, and as my captain said, cup matches game is very important, but let us not forget what it was built off. It was built off with the fact that our ancestors fought and died for our freedom. And as we celebrate not only Emancipation Day but Mary Prince Day, let us celebrate as well all the people that last year we had Elder Joy Wilson Taco giving us a history of how cup match was formed. So let us dedicate ourselves to learning more about our heritage. So on behalf of myself, Brother Dawn, Dwayne, and everybody involved in Motion to Adjourn, Brother Turney, we want to thank again Speaker Randy Horton, OBE, and my captain, Cal Bumsine. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
And you have been listening to Motion to Adjourn with MP Chris Famous and Dwayne Robinson.
You're locked to Power 95, Bermuda's big station, at 94.9 FM, a Bermuda Broadcasting Company station.